So, here we go. 2 points this evening. The Trump raid and the armed IRS. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You'd help me out a lot if you would. I would appreciate it very much. I'm almost speechless. I don't know what to think about this FBI raid on Donald Trump, former president of the United States, who, by the way, keeps his security clearance until he dies. It's not illegal for him to possess any of those documents. He was going to turn them over willingly. They decided they would rather take them. Why? Why would they do that? Why not subpoena them instead of issuing a search warrant? Well, this is my opinion. I just heard this on the news, political commentator, and I agree with him. I don't think he was the target. There's not a whole lot they can do to this man. They've been trying for 5 years, and they've got nowhere. They can't touch him. So why 30 federal agents, FBI agents, raiding this man's house? To intimidate us. That's why. Same thing with the IRS agents. These guys, they just bought 5 million rounds of ammunition for IRS agents. What do they need to be armed for? That don't make any sense. They've got over 60,000 agents and about to get over 80,000 more. You know, that's a hell of an army. That's enough to try to intimidate the American people into doing what the Nazi regime in D.C. wants us to do. But I'm not gonna. And I would advise you not to either. There's nothing they can do to me, up to and including death, that can make me submit to these Nazi tactics. And that's exactly what it is. The old saying goes, whatever the left accuses you of doing something, that's what they're doing. They've accused us on the right of being Nazis, but we're not the Nazis. They are, and they know it. This is the same party that tried to keep slavery. This is the same party that fought tooth and nail to keep blacks from voting. This is the same party, up to and including Senator Joe Biden, who voted against integration. And these people want power by any means. They'll stop at nothing. They want absolute power, and they're not going to stop till they either get it or go extinct. So, been a lot of talk about a civil war. Well, when they raided Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago, they just crossed the Rubicon. That's their Fort Sumter. We are in a civil war. In my opinion, that's where we are. Hadn't turned hot yet, but I think it's just a matter of time. They're not going to quit pushing until somebody starts shooting. And if we don't, they will. They've already got DOJ and ATF with a little help from certain states' local law enforcement knocking on doors to check and see if you've got your guns in your possession. They want to inspect your weapons. Why would they possibly want to do that? First of all, that's illegal. Second of all, they ain't getting jack shit out of me. They ain't getting no kind of information. And unless they've got a warrant, they're not getting in my door. They're not seeing what I've got. It's not their business. I'm not a criminal. I own my weapons legally. I bought them legally. I've got the ammunition legally. I've got them in my possession and under my control. That's not their business. But I have an important question for you guys. Whoever's listening to this, whoever views this, I've got a very important question for you. Are you willing to trade liberty for safety? Bear in mind, the same thing happened in Germany after World War I and before World War II. They traded their freedoms for safety and security. They ended up with none of it. No liberty, no safety, no security. These are people who are willing to turn criminals loose and force the crime rates through the roof so that they can take away your ability to defend yourself. You need to bear in mind what the Second Amendment was put in there for. Not for self-defense, not for hunting. It is the last measure to be used in the face of a tyrannical government, which we obviously have. You could quote the Constitution to them. We shouldn't have to beg them to obey the Constitution. They have no choice but to obey the Constitution or stand as traitors. Well, they're traitors. They don't realize that the states made the Constitution, and the Constitution controls the federal government. Without that document, they have zero legitimacy. My friends, you need to get the word out about what's going on. You need to pay close attention to the news. You need to wake up. The war that we feared is finally at the door. You need to take a side. Are you going to stick with the socialist, communist, Nazi government? Or are you going to stand for your liberty? I stand for liberty. To my last breath, to the last drop of blood in my body. They cannot intimidate me. I'm too old and I've been too close to death too many times. I don't fear death. And I don't fear anything less. The only thing I fear is the Lord God of Israel. That's it. Nothing else. No man, no party, no government. You need to pick a side, people. It's time to make up your mind. Sitting on the fence will give you a rash. You need to do what I say. Get a brain.